Alyssa Liu made us all proud. She's a heroine. We're all celebrating and cheering for her. But it was very interesting. I mean, part of what we talked about this on Friday made her so special was her style. You know, she skated with abandon. She had fun. She wasn't all square edges. You know, she looked and felt different than any other skater that we're used to seeing. And it was very obvious, like if you compared her to the woman from South Korea who got the silver medal, who skated beautifully. She wasn't quite as perfect as Alyssa, so she came in second. But on any other night, this person probably could have won gold too because she was spectacular. But the style was much more, I thought, in the traditional female ice skating vein. Her name is Kori Sakamoto. Here's just a bit of how she looked the other night in her freestyle skate performance, SOT 22. From Japan. She was wonderful. The third place finisher was wonderful. But there was something about Alyssa that just had the world on its heels. It was like a party that we were invited to. And I really think this could be the beginning of something for women's figure skating. You know, this could really inspire young girls to get into this sport in a way the more pristine, traditional performances have not. She made it look fun. And, you know, you're thinking about break your back and your bones and falling on the ice all day long in the freezing cold arenas while you practice. Like, it doesn't sound all that great. But you look at Alyssa Liu and you think, maybe it is. Maybe if I could have fun with it. Maybe like skating across the ice, like it looks like flying. If I can do that while joyful, while skating to music of my choosing and not just the traditional Andrea Bocelli, whatever, you know, arias, that would be amazing. And it reminded me, this is the first time we've won this medal, with the women's gold, since Sarah Hughes 20 plus years ago. I think it was 2002. Sarah won. And it actually got me going down the rabbit hole. Yeah, it was the 2002 Winter Olympics that Sarah Hughes won. She was there. She was sitting in the audience watching. And so I vaguely recalled that. It was a big deal when she won, and we pulled a little bit of it. And it's so interesting to watch the skate back then. We've changed a lot. Some things are the same, but look at this, SOT 23.
Yes! Landings! That is huge.
That was gorgeous.
Most difficult jump in this program, triple Lutz. A triple flip. Triple toe. Triple load.
That was amazing. She was only 16 years old. And that performance, I, for one, miss the Scott Hamilton commentary. I miss his exciting endings to the way he says the moves. He really had a way of making it more exciting. And he was there. There were pictures of him at the game, but I don't think he was the commentator when Alyssa won. But look at Alyssa's, just a reminder of how she skated versus how Sarah skated, how the number 2, Kaori, skated. Watch. She flips the hair.
Flip heard around the world.
Has Alyssa Liu just ended America's medal drought in the women's competition?
What the fuck you talking about?
She swears.
That's what we're all talking about.
Going crazy, hugging her coaches. And you can see the difference, can't you? Like there's just something, she skated with abandon. So I feel so uplifted by it. I mean, like who skates to Donna Summer? Yes, that's the way to do it. Pick some 70s anthem and wear a gold spangly outfit and go to town. Anyway, I think this Olympics was great. It was great for Team USA, for young girls who are considering figure skating or hockey, for young boys who are considering hockey in particular, but yeah, all of it, skiing and beyond, all the like the crazy jumps that these guys were doing, that new sport where they're doing the cross country uphill. There were some interesting new offerings. The biggest losers, I think, of the games were the Canadians. Not only did they lose to our teams in the finals of men's and women's hockey, which is incredibly important to the Canadians, but all the cheating and curling, and I don't care what the end result was, they cheated. We all saw it. We saw you, sir. And we're going to look at them as cheaters from now on. Sorry, but we are. And then the bad sporting of the Canadian guy after the fact who was like in hockey, you watch and you tell me who was the better team today. We were. Our boys. They beat you. How can you say you were better when you lost? That's not how that works. You may have had overall stronger skating or better, I don't know, attempts at scoring, but like when it came to actual scoring and actual defending, we were better. The scoreboard doesn't lie. Now they're bitching and moaning about the fact that in sudden death overtime, it's 3-on-3. Well, that's not really skating. Not the Canadians in particular on the team, but those who are their big supporters. And I don't know anything about hockey, but all the guys on our side are saying, you were fine with it when you advanced, thanks to the sudden death overtime in your earlier rounds, Canada. You won in sudden death overtime in the semifinal, I guess. So, like, is it only a problem now that you're on the losing end of it? Because these are the rules. So in any event, they were the big losers, and the United States of America were the big winners. And Norway, too. Norway basically won the games with the most medals and the most gold medals. I mean, this is like, if you've been to Norway, it's basically winter for 11 months of the year. And they're very outdoorsy. They're very sporty. They feel no cold. Nobody wears a jacket anywhere. So this is kind of their thing. We do better at the Summer Olympics, but we crushed. We did so well. And I think what was so great about our wins was they were triumphant. They were spectacular. They were big. They were in like some really like the seminal defining events of the Winter Olympics. So, and we needed it. We needed it. Notwithstanding what HuffPost says, we needed the chance to throw our arms around each other and celebrate America. And by the way, something else I've noticed is everyone is celebrating these hockey players and Alyssa Lou and others like her, even though we don't care. The left is like, she's a liberal. She's from San Francisco. She doesn't share any of your values. You know what value I share with Alyssa Lou? She loves America. That's enough. Normal people don't actually ask themselves at all what the politics are of the athletes performing for their country in the Olympic Games. Only these asshole journalists who stuck the mics in the faces of some of these young athletes and tried to get them to opine really cared and caused controversy for those athletes that they didn't want, that they weren't courting. And some of them were too immature to know to get out of bounds instead of to answer the question. I think it really did cost Amber Glenn, the ice skater, who was favored. She wound up coming in 13th, nowhere near Alyssa. I think it wound up costing Hunter Hess, who wound up 10th. Amber had to delete her social media. Hunter Hess, even Eileen Gu was a different story. She wasn't ripping on America. She just was American and then chose to skate for the Chinese, ski for the Chinese, because they threw money at her, unlike Alyssa, who could have had those same opportunities and said, no, oh, hell no. And now the left, too, on Alyssa Lou, they're like, oh, they're so hypocritical. They're celebrating her even though she's an immigrant. She's an immigrant. Okay, she's not an immigrant. She was born in California. Pretty sure that makes you an American. This whole Supreme Court case saying that if you were born in the United States, you're an American. Going up right now on birthright citizenship. But her dad was an immigrant. Her dad came over here from China. So I guess we're supposed to not root for Alyssa Liu. The left says, oh, if you don't want immigrants coming across the border with abandon, with absolutely no restrictions, it's hypocritical to root for the daughter of an immigrant. This is so effed up, crazy leftist logic. He's a leftist too, this guy Pablo Torre. He goes on Morning Joe, and take a listen to how the exchange went here in SOT 20.
But finally we get to the Olympics. And in the Olympics, look, the thing I marvel at not only is the way that, oh, wait a minute, maybe there's the possibility of a global village in some capacity still when I watch these games. Maybe there's the capacity for us to celebrate American dominance in a way that feels genuine as opposed to, a series of lies to prop up a certain administration.
How hilarious that the sort of MAGA, online MAGA world, we're celebrating Alyssa Liu's gold medal without a hint of any irony. Celebrating the immigrant who they were celebrating as an American, USA, which of course that's basically proving the point that we've been making all along, that Ronald Reagan made in his final speech to America, that we are strengthened by immigrants.
Oh my God.
Yes, they're celebrating this. Hold on, we're supposed to hate this, but we can't hate it because USA.
It's unbelievable. Alyssa Lou is American, okay? She's American. And of all the people protesting Joe Biden's 4 years of an open border, I don't hear anyone saying, and all the immigration we've ever had was wrong. I mean, we just played a soundbite last week of Hillary Clinton on camera saying it went too far under Joe Biden. There were not enough limits. And remember, we mocked her for remaining silent while it was happening. That's what Americans are upset about. Most Americans, including those on the right, have never been opposed to all immigration, no matter what, especially preceding the Joe Biden years. It's because of what he did that most of us sane Americans are saying, now we need the brakes on. Sorry, we went too far. We can't support all of these illegal immigrants who rushed the country. They have no right to be here. They're trying to change our culture. They need to go home. This is such a straw man misrepresentation of how conservatives actually feel, but what else would you expect from that crew on Morning Joe? In any event, suck it, because the rest of us are super happy. We're thrilled at the big wins, and we are celebrating our athletes irrespective of politics. The only ones who got blowback were the ones who chose to shove their politics down our throats when they suggested it was tough for them to root for the country whose flag they had on their uniform. That's a hard no. So hopefully they've learned. And the next time they will go out there and say, I'm here representing the country and I'm not a politician. I'm an athlete. I'm going to stay in my lane. That's it. That's all you have to do. International disputes, inflation, rising national debt, digital currency. There's a never-ending list of reasons gold has risen over 700% in the last 20 years. And a never-ending list of reasons smart Americans diversify a portion of their savings into precious metals with Birch Gold Group. Gold can thrive during uncertainty, which is why it's a crucial part of a balanced financial strategy. It gives you peace of mind, given all the events that could impact the U.S. economy. See if holding gold in a tax-sheltered retirement account is right for you. Birch Gold can help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA in gold. Just text MK to the number 989898 to receive your free info kit on gold. There's no obligation, just useful information. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of happy customers, consider letting Birch Gold help you diversify with gold so you too can have peace of mind, regardless of the uncertainty. Text MK to the number 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.